So when we detach ourselves from whatever is happening all around, when we stop thinking ourselves as the doer, then you see that you are always at peace. You lose your peace when you start thinking that you are doing this thing. You are the doer. No, you are not the doer. You see, when we are doing the prayers, when we are doing the Guru Vandana, there is one line, Mannath Sri Jagannath, Madguru Sri Jagadguru, Mamatma Sarva Bhutatma Tasmai Sri Guru Venama. We all chant this. Mannath Sri Jagannath, Madguru Sri Jagadguru, Mamatma Sarva Bhutatma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. So there, this Mamatma Sarva Bhutatma, my I, that Atman, my Atman is this universal Atman, it's in everybody. Sarva Bhutatma. So that line, what you are saying is, it's meaning that line. You see, these lines of Vedanta, these teachings of Vedanta, they are not merely for some people. They are not merely for some people. They are just not merely a creation. This is like the law, Newton's law of motion. Like there are laws in science, those laws which are happening, which were discovered 300 years back, the same laws are applicable today even, and the same laws will be applicable a millennium after now also. Similarly, in spiritual world, these lines are all laws. These are all realized. This comes from realization. So from when this comes from realization, this Mamatma Sarva Bhutatma, my I is in everybody. That is playing in every eye. Every eye is my eye. These are all connected. All connected because all are one. There is no two. Okay, ekam eva dvitiyam, one without the second. Understand? One without the second. So what you are feeling is just in line with what spiritual realization really is. You will understand in your deep contemplation that this universe and you are not two entities. You and whatever you are seeing, they are not two entities. They are all one and the same. That is the experience of oneness. See, there are two types of work. One is one spiritual work which is taking you towards liberation, and then there is this work which is taking you, which is for your sustenance, okay, for your food and all this thing. So you will have to balance that. It's difficult for a spiritual person to you develop these feelings that these are also like you don't want to do all this kind of works. You just want to be immersed in the self. You want to be deep into meditation. You want to be contemplating on the self. So because this is much more tastier, but then you will since you are also in this world, you need food. You cannot live without food. You need a house, you need food, you need all this support system. For that you need all money and all these things. So spirituality never says that if you practice spirituality you don't have to work. You will have to work, and you will have to work hard, but you can have, like, it's in the beginning, but when you advance, then you will develop a balance. You will develop a balance between the two, in spiritual work and also this worldly works. So see, here in India, spirituality is a part and parcel of life of most of the people. So they are all working, they are all chanting, they are all reading, they are all meditating, and then when it comes to work, they are also working. So it is something which is part and parcel of your life. Okay, spirituality is not something when you just leave everything, you go to the Himalayas, you be alone. No, you need all this support system. Yes, in advanced level of spirituality, when you have, like, when you are, if you are deeply into spiritual contemplation, if you just don't understand anything else other than God, then you will see that this support for you will come automatically. Okay, like I said to Yuri, people are coming and trying to help him. Maybe it's only $1. Maybe today it's $1. Bhagavan, somebody gave Bhagavan 10 rupees in the beginning. And from 10 rupees, the journey of International Vedanta Society started. Today, people give thousands of rupees, lakhs of rupees as donation. We collect many donations, because all this money are going in the need for people only. We are spending this money and all this thing. But initially it started with a very tiny amount, 10 rupees. So Yuri is getting, people are offering maybe $1 to him today, but maybe tomorrow they will offer him $10,000, maybe $1 million. So this will come as much as we, as much as we give our own output. The universe will give us whatever we give it back. Whatever we give to the universe, it comes to us as an echo. So right now, what we can do is we can just give our best efforts. You go on telling spiritual things to people, you go on teaching spirituality to people, and when the time will come, you will see that support is coming back to you. People started coming and standing beside you. People started coming and supporting you. Bhagwan worked in the railways for many years after even his realization. He worked till 1995. He realized the self in the year 1984. So after his deep realization of Nirvikalpa Samadhi, for 11 years he kept on working. For 11 years, after he realized that this world is Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya, Brahman is only the truth, and all these things are just projections, even after this deep knowledge, he continued working. He continued going to his office every day, punctually, working seriously. He was having samadhi in his office itself. Okay, he was even having samadhi in his office. He was speaking spirituality from his telephone to people from his office. Swami Bhaskarananda was at our home. I came from, I was coming back from school, and I was seeing that there was this sound of wailing coming out of our house. I just frightened, and I rushed back to my house, and I saw that Swami Bhaskarananda is crying. Why? Bhagavan talked to him on the telephone. Bhagavan was at his office. He talked to Swami Bhaskarananda on the telephone, and Swami Bhaskarananda ji had this spiritual reaction, and he suddenly, he was wailing, crying, and then he went into samadhi. Okay, that was his first realization. So, Bhagavan was working in the railways, in his office, for money making, for sustenance of his family. And then also, he was doing his spiritual job. He was doing his spiritual practice. He was not only doing his spiritual practice, he was making people realize. He was so into that. So this balance comes. Don't you think that it was very difficult for Bhagavan, a person who has Nirvikalpa Samadhi, the highest of the realizations? After Nirvikalpa Samadhi, this world, you cannot even see this world. This world seems so unreal, just like a dream. For a realized person, this world is a dream. So even after this dream, after his spiritual realization, even after his deep realization of Ajatavad, he still worked for 11 years. And then after 11 years, when a support group came and they stood beside him, and even he didn't wait for that. He left his job. Now, I have worked enough, now I cannot work anymore. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. Because he was having samadhi every day. He was having samadhi every day. So you will see, if our Guru can take so much pain and still can he maintain his everything. Nityananda Ji, he was dependent on him from the very beginning. His mother was dependent on him. They were in Kolkata. His wife and Devjanidhi, they were with him in Maligaon in Assam. They were dependent on him. So he was taking care of 4 to 5 people. And he was also speaking spirituality to people. He was also teaching spirituality to people. So this path is not very easy. Yeah, you will have to face this situation. These situations will come, and times will come when you will feel overwhelmed. It's not unusual. It is how it happens. It's not only you. We all feel overwhelmed. That how long am I going to do all these things? But still, you will see that sometimes even you will feel that, oh, this is going to sink. Like I am here for the last how many years? In the last 6 years in Bongaigaon, and well, many times it came to my mind that now the time has come. This place is going to sink. Okay, money wise and otherwise, in many ways, this place is going to sink. This ashram, I may not be able to salvage this ashram. And then I saw that from somewhere help came, and we are still floating after 6 years. So I was overwhelmed till last year. You know why? Because I was thinking that I am the in charge of this ashram. It's me who is taking care of this ashram. That comes in here. Even if you know that Bhagavan is the boss, he is the main energy behind everything, but still this ego comes. Ego even comes in spiritual persons. So this ego even developed in me that, oh, it's me, I'm taking care of this ashram. If I'm not taking care of the ashram, then who is going to take care of him? And all these things. You know, Masi was ill and so many things it was very scary for sometimes for me. I was overwhelmed myself. But still, I am seeing that even after 6 years, I don't know how this. Just like from the last 1 year, I stopped thinking myself as the in charge of this ashram. I just started thinking myself that Bhagavan has put me here. I am staying here. Whatever is going to happen, it's his wish. It's my destiny, and it's his wish. So from then on, I am seeing that it is going on. It is going on. I have taken my hands out of the steering wheel, but still the car is moving. So we need to detach our ego from whatever is happening all around. So when we detach ourselves from whatever is happening all around, when we stop thinking ourselves as the doer, then you see that you are always at peace. You lose your peace when you start thinking that you are doing this thing. You are the doer. No, you are not the doer. Okay, we are not the doer. You know, when a child, she plays with her toys, with a doll, she is very serious about the doll. She bathes her, she changes her dress, she combs her hair, and all these things. She is very, oh, my doll needs food. She is feeding her and taking care of her in so many ways. If you try to take that doll away from the child, she will just throw a tantrum. She will show you stars. She will start scolding. She will not see what is happening. So, but when that same child grows up and it remembers that there was a time, or maybe when that same child grows up and see another child playing with a doll, what happens? She just smiles. A smile comes on her face. Why? Because she now knows, Oh, that's child's play. I was also a child too. I was also playing with my doll. Today this child is playing with her doll. Yesterday I was playing with my doll. So you're all playing here. This world is a big playground. And whatever we are doing, we are just playing here. Nothing is serious. So there is, the moment you take yourself out, take your ego out of the scene, you see that you are always blissful, you are always blissful, you are always Brahman, you are always Satchidananda. When that state comes, then you will see that your life is in automated mode. Your life is in automated mode. If you depend totally on God, God takes care of you. Just be like the child who is totally dependent on her mother. A small child, 1 year old, it is totally dependent on her mother. Her every necessity is being taken care of by the mother. In the same manner, the day you can be totally dependent on mother, mother means supreme mother, then you will see that your every need is fulfilled. Whatever you are doing, your every need is fulfilled. You don't have to go anywhere. Earlier Bhagavan used to work. Does he work now? No, he don't work. He just lie in his bed and everything comes to him. Food, water, tea, coffee, biscuits, and not only from India, from Barcelona, from Singapore, from USA. He has become the magnet. Everything comes to him. So, why? Because he has stopped all his efforts for doing anything. He has stopped making those efforts for doing anything. He has stopped thinking himself as the doer. I am the doer. That is the cause of all the things getting away from me. The moment we stop thinking that I am the doer, I am just your child, I am just your kid. Mother, you are my mother. Whatever is going to happen, I am going to accept that. And you will have to have the mentality to accept whatever is given to you. Good, bad, whatever comes to you, accept it gracefully, with humbleness. Then you will see your life is easy. You will never be overwhelmed.